In this video, we're going to talk about how to name covalent compounds. Covalent compounds form between two nonmetals. When you're looking at the periodic table, the nonmetals are everything to the right above the staircase, and then include hydrogen in that as well, even though it's on the opposite side of the table. The process for naming these, how we do it is that the first element is going to be named first, and we use the element's name for that, just the full name. And then the second element is named as the anion, and the suffix we have for this is going to end in IDE. We replace whatever suffix the element is named with, and we're going to drop that off and replace it with IDE. Prefixes, before you actually write the element's name, are going to be used to denote the number of atoms of that element. For the first element, if it's a single atom, we're never going to use the word mono, or the prefix mono, the prefix mono for that. So I put a few practice problems here for us that we could just work together through real quick. Chlorine dioxide, chlorine symbol, Cl, and then dioxide. Di meaning two, and then oxide is oxygen, right? So ClO2 would be the chemical symbol for that. Now, this next one here, we have dinitrogen trioxide. Dinitrogen, so N, and then the prefix di, just meaning that there are two atoms, so N2, and then trioxide, so 3O3. So N2O3 would be our chemical symbol for dinitrogen trioxide. And then our last one here, iodine pentafluoride. Iodine is just the chemical symbol I, and then penta would be like a pentagon. A pentagon is five-sided, so penta is going to have 5 atoms. So you would write IF5. That's how you would write iodine pentafluoride. So now when we need to go the other way, it's important that we pay attention to the subscripts on these atoms. We have P4F5, so phosphorus and fluorine bonded together with numerous atoms of each. In this one, the 4, or after the subscript 4 represents that there are 4 atoms of phosphorus. And so we're going to look at our prefix table over here and note that when there are 4 atoms, you're going to place the prefix tetra in front of phosphorus. So it would be tetraphosphorus. Excuse that. Tetraphosphorus, and then fluorine, noting that once again it has 5 atoms, and so we're going to use the prefix penta. So it would be penta, and then we're going to drop off the suffix for fluorine, ine, and we're going to add IDE, so pentafluoride. So tetraphosphorus pentafluoride is how we would name this compound. Now let's look at the next one, O2. O2, notice the 2 atoms, so you're going to go over here, you're going to see, well, there's 2 atoms there, so we're going to use the prefix di. So this one would be di, and then oxygen, but remember, there's not anything bonded to oxygen, so we're just going to replace the suffix of oxygen and add IDE, so it would just be dioxide. Then, in our last circumstance here, in our last question, we have selenium F6. Selenium here is a single atom, and so selenium is not going to start with the prefix mono. Since it is never used to name the first element, we're just going to write the element's whole name, selenium, and then we're going to know how many atoms of fluorine we have, which is 6. We're going to go to our table. We have 6 atoms, so we're going to use the prefix hexa, and we're going to replace the suffix of fluorine with IDE again. So it would be hexafluoride. So that's really all there is to naming covalent compounds. It's not hard. You just have to keep track and memorize all of these prefixes and try to make sure that you guys understand them and make sure that you know when to apply them, meaning when a covalent bond occurs, which is always between 2 nonmetals. Remember, use your periodic table to help you with that.